Hey everyone, welcome back to Just Ride Bikes. I'm David and I'm here with my imaginary crystal ball to make some predictions for what we might see announced, unveiled and launched in 2022. So what bikes, products and components might be the talking points this year. I do this every year at the time of year and usually get most of it wrong, but it's a bit of fun and I do encourage you at the point to get in the comment section and let me know what you think might be launched or what you want to see launched in the few months ahead of us. So let's dive in with some bikes. Now the bike industry is fairly predictable and it's easy to spot trends for what might be launched. So 2022, if you remember that far back, the pandemic year, was all about the lightweight aero race bike, Tarmac SL7, Giant TCR Advanced Pro, Trek and Mondo SLR. 2021, last year, was all about the gravel bikes with loads and loads launched. And I'm sure there'll be loads launched this year as well. So for me, I think 2022, barring pandemic supply issues, will be the year of the endurance bike because there are quite a few that are long overdue for an update. So most bikes have a roughly 3-year model cycle. A year, 2 years to develop, 3 years on the shelves, and then a new model comes out. The same with cars and other products. Phones are relentless. Every year there's a new phone. So at least we're not as bad as that. And some brands are getting away from model years, but roughly that's how it works. So taking this into account, the bikes I expect to see updated in 2022 could be the Cannondale Synapse, which launched in 2018, a very, very good bike that. The Canyon Enduro Race, which was launched in 2018, but was actually launched many years before that, just updated with disc brakes in 2018. The Bianchi Infinito CV, which is long overdue for an update. There's the BMC Road Machine, possibly as well. There's a Trek Domani SLR and a Specialized Roubaix as well. I know what you're probably thinking, these bikes were only launched a little while ago, but quite a few years have passed since they were launched, and given the way the bike industry works, I think these bikes are all due for an update, and they certainly need an update. The endurance bike category has been massive for the last 10 years, really popular bikes, combining the speed and performance of a road race bike with lots of comfort. But what's happened in the last couple of years is road race bikes like a Tarmac and a TCR have got even more capable with bigger tyre clearance than ever before. That TCR takes up to a 32mm wide tyre. And then on the other side, there's gravel bikes, which for many people are replacing endurance bikes because they offer all the comfort and long distance capability of an endurance bike with slick tyres, but even more capability to go off-road and bike packing. So endurance bikes are being squeezed on both sides by road race bikes and gravel bikes, making their clarity a bit fuzzy. The purpose though is still clear, comfort-focused road bikes, but will this be the year where the endurance bike makes a claim for its position in the road bike market, or whether we really see the end of the endurance bike? Could this be the end, the death of the endurance bike with such intense competition from either side? So what can we expect from these new endurance bikes if they are indeed updated in 2022? Well, I think there are two possible directions. They're going after more comfort, so wide tyres, longer, slacker geometry, and then more suspension. We had the Specialized Roubaix with the Future Shock. Could they put the Future Shock in the rear of the frame to give it a dual suspension setup? And then other bikes could be pushed into more of an aero lightweight direction, taking more inspiration from their road race bike cousins and making them faster and lighter, as we saw with the Roubaix, which when it launched was claimed to be faster or more aero than a Tarmac SL6 at the time. So either faster, lighter, or more comfort focused, or both maybe, I don't know. So an interesting time for an endurance bike. These bikes are all due for an update based on how long they've been out in the market for, but predicting what direction they go in, whether more of the same or whether they make a big leap forward, it's a tricky one to tell really, because they are being pushed and squeezed on both sides. I guess it comes down to you guys and whether you think there's a future in your life for an endurance bike, whether you think your needs are better served by a road race bike with wide tyres or a gravel bike with some slick tyres. We'll undoubtedly see many more gravel bikes launched over the next 12 months. And I think the one big area that is really interesting in the development and a rapid evolution, because it has been rapid, is whether suspension makes a bigger inroad into gravel bikes. So last year I rode the Redshift stem and seat post, very good. And I expect to see more brands launching similar products going after the growth of gravel bikes and those customers who want more comfort for riding off-road. There's a RockShox Rudy suspension fork, which really, really impressed. And we know Fox are working on an update of their fork they launched in 2017, 2018, because there are spy shots on the internet and Instagram. So I can't wait to see how that compares to RockShox Rudy, which did really impress me, and whether we'll see more suspension forks over the next 12 months. And then there's actual suspension bikes. There's a BMC Earth, which launched last year with front and rear suspension. We already have the Specialized Diverge with front suspension. Could it add rear suspension as well? And there are quite a few other bikes that could easily be pushed into that sort of gravel suspension category, taking a few lessons from mountain bikes and giving us drop bar mountain bikes for want of a better description. And I guess whether it's a good thing or not, it comes down to your preference and your point of view and how you ride bikes. I know some people are really against suspension, and some people are more open-minded and think it might be a good thing without pushing into the mountain bike territory. But for me, personally, I'm really excited to see what new gravel bike products we might see over the next few months and testing them and seeing if they can increase the capability of a gravel bike without needing to go to a mountain bike. Some other new bikes that might be launched in 2022 could be the Canyon Ultimate, which is showing its age, last updated as it was with disc brakes in 2017, but really goes back to 2015 when this model was last launched, a third generation model, so long overdue for an update. I think I want to see a lighter frame and a more aero frame to really see it cut the mustard with the Specialized Tarmac SL7 and the Giant TCR Advanced Pro, because in my mind it's lagging behind those two bikes. Also a Trek Amonda SLR, so lighter and more aero. There's also possibly a new Cannondale C64 coming out, which, given it's always celebrating Ernesto Cannondale's birthday, could possibly be the Cannondale C68. What that frame is over and above the current one, I have no idea. It wouldn't be more aero because they have the V3 RS with aero, which is a more advanced aero lightweight bike. It could be lighter, I guess, although the weight has never been a reason for buying the C64. You buy it for the way it's handmade, the looks, the heritage, and the ride quality, which is just absolutely supreme. And then onto the Groupset front, and we saw quite a busy year last year with the new SRAM Rival ETAP Axis Groupset and the brand new Shimano Dual Race Di2 and Ultegra Di2 12-speed semi-wide Groupset finally launched. So what could we see in 2022? Well, from Shimano, I've got two predictions. So one of the big shocking announcements last year was that there would be no Ultegra mechanical Groupset. So it leaves a real opening, a real hole in Shimano's range for a top-level mechanical Groupset. So I think there are two options here. We either see them announce a mechanical Ultegra Groupset, 12-speed perhaps, but I don't think that's likely to happen. What it could do is move 105 up to that premium premier level of mechanical, maybe make it 12-speed and make that their top level offering if you want a mechanical Groupset, and Ultegra and Dual Race remain as a top level electronic only offerings, leaving 105 to be the top level mechanical offering. The other option is to give us, or what many people want, a 105 Di2 Groupset. It seems crazy that, given how quick SRAM have been to bring out their wire technology down to a lower price point of Rival, that Shimano haven't followed suit. And it does seem a crazy admission not to have a more affordable third tier electronic Groupset. So could it do one of two things? Could they repackage Ultegra Di2 11-speed as 105 Di2, making it 11-speed to keep a clear difference between Ultegra and Dual Race above it? Or could they simply give us 105 Di2 12-speed and make a clear difference between Ultegra and Dual Race, make it a wired Groupset and not a semi-wireless? That could be another option. So I think there are two options if they decide to give us all 105 Di2. So interesting options there for Shimano, and I really don't know which way it will go. I just have to watch with all of you what they do announce, if they announce anything. The other area for update as well would be GRX, the gravel bike Groupset, which launched reasonably successfully a couple of years ago with 11-speed, 10-speed, different price point offerings of 1x, 2x. Could they make their top level Groupset a 12-speed semi-wires, bringing the right technology from Dual Race and Ultegra to the gravel bike market? I think that'd be an easy win, and given how popular and how crazy exploding the gravel bike sector is at the moment, to give us that top level Groupset that goes toe-to-toe with what SRAM is offering in that sector, that'd be a really smart move. And the other Groupset manufacturer that's easy to forget, but we shouldn't, is Campagnolo. In 2021, they launched Ekar 1x13, which in my opinion was an excellent group set, probably the best one-buy group set on the market in terms of how that cassette works, but the price point is pretty high. So I've got two predictions for Cannondale in 2022. First, they bring out a cheaper version of Eka, get rid of that carbon, give us alloy, keep the price down, a bit higher weight, but give that performance and functionality at a low price point, and really see Cannondale get a bigger market share of the gravel bike sector as it explodes in size. That'd be really smart. The other option is to go down a SRAM route and now Shimano route, or go in wireless. They already have EPS, their electronic group set, in the road bike market, which they haven't brought to Eka yet. So could they jump the queue and go for an Eka 1x13 wireless electronic group set? I think it'd be really exciting to see, something that would really put them up there as a halo product for the top level gravel bikes with a crazy high price tag, I predict. So I think that'd be a smart move for them, instead of rolling out wireless on Super Record and Record, which have tiny market share compared to Dual Race and SRAM Red. Those are most of my predictions and expectations for the year ahead. The other one that always crops up at this time of year is the UCI weight limit, which is currently 6.8 kilograms and introduced way back in 2001 and limits all road race bikes in the UCI World Tour to 6.8 kilograms. It's all about being scrapped or reduced for years and years, and whether the UCI actually do it this year remains to be seen. I don't see it personally, but could it do it? And what would that mean for bikes? Would bike manufacturers suddenly transition to chasing weight again and drop disc brakes and aero, go after crazy low weight? Or would it actually make no difference at all? Bike manufacturers haven't for the whole been chasing weight, going after aero, integration, comfort and disc brakes instead, largely because they can't go after weight. So would they just keep on the road they're on now? Because as many of us know, weight isn't absolutely everything when it comes to riding a bike, unless you ride on a massive steep mountain. Anyway, those are my tech predictions, looking at my imaginary crystal ball for the year ahead. I'll probably get it all wrong, but it'd be fun to look back in 12 months time at this video and see what I did get right. And if you want to see my prediction video from last year, that's linked down below as well. Right, that's all for now. If you want to see some of the best bikes of 2022 that I'm excited to ride, then check out this video up here. And don't forget to subscribe hitting the button right here. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Have a fantastic new year.